Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kania Sausan from 5i class, and now I'm going to explain about syntax and three diagrams that I've learned in Morpho Syntax course in this semester. So the first is about the definition about syntax. Syntax is the grammatical structure of words and phrases to create a coherent sentences. And other definition about syntax, syntax is the arrangement of words that make a sentence. And syntax is the study of the ordering of components and phrases and sentences. For many linguists, syntax is the most important fields of study because it is syntax that a lot of take combined words and the phrases and sentences and the unique ways, and that's a lot of pretty ways to make a sentence. This is example of syntax.
Example of syntax in a sentence. The boy jumped happily. The boy happily jumped. Happily, the boy jumped. By rearranging just one word in the sentence, a word syntax is formed, each of grammatically correct and acceptable English language form. A writer will vary sentence syntax to make writing more interesting or to emphasize a particular point.
And the second one is about a phrase. A phrase is a group of words that stands together as a single grammatical unit, typically as a part of clause or a sentence.
Example of phrase: after the meal as a prepositional phrase, the nice neighbor as a noun phrase, we're waiting for the movie as a verb phrase.
A clause is a group of words containing of subject and predicate and functioning as a member of compound or complex sentence. A clause is divided into two types. The first is independent clause and the second one is dependent clause. Independent clause is a clause that can stand alone as a sentence and it is expressed as a complete thought.
Example of independent clause: I like him. She is eat potato. I get the message. It is expressed as a complete thought.
And for dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a sentence and does not express a complete thought.
Example of dependent clause: if you don't eat, but I have this condition. Dependent clause as a subordinate clause, does not express a complete thought.
Okay, and now I'm going to talk about sentence. The sentence is generally divided as a group of words that express a thought idea by giving a statement or order or asking a questions or exclaiming. So the sentences is divided into four types. The first is simple sentence, the second one is complex sentence, and the third is compound sentence, and the last is compound complex sentence.
Simple sentence. Simple sentence follow a subject-verb format. Simple syntax example: the boy jumped, the girl sang. Compound sentence. Compound sentence have more than one subject or verb. Compound syntax examples: the boy jumped and the girl sang. I did not go to the concert, but I went to the fair. Complex sentence. Complex sentences contain a subordinating clause. Complex syntax examples: the boy jumped even though he was nervous. Because he was excited, the girl sang. Compound complex sentence. Compound complex sentences contain two independent clauses and more dependent clauses. Compound complex syntax examples: even though he was nervous, the boy jumped and he landed across the stream. The girls sang and the women shrieked because they were excited.
Tree diagrams is a method for diagramming sentences. Tree diagrams is a tool used to divide large categories into smaller or more detailed levels.
Example of tree diagram: the chef cooks the soup. The as a determiner, chef as a noun become noun phrase. Cooks as a verb. The as a determiner, soup as a noun become noun phrase. So verb and noun phrase become verb phrase. Noun phrase plus verb phrase become sentence. Another example: the children put the toy in the box. The as a determiner, children as a noun become noun phrase. Put as a verb. The as a determiner, toy as a noun become noun phrase. In as a preposition. The as a determiner, box as a noun become noun phrase. Preposition plus noun phrase become prepositional phrases. Verb and noun phrase and prepositional phrase become verb phrase. Noun phrase plus verb phrase become sentence.
Okay, I think enough for my explanation about syntax and tree diagrams. I hope this video is useful for us. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.